Billy here, Fix It for Fun. Alright, as you guys can see, we got going on the last video, we got the cab off. Now we're going to get stuff moved around this morning and get going back at it on the swap. Alright, here we go.
Okay, got the shop cleaned up enough to where I can get this thing moved out of here, I hope. But I do want to show you guys that it does run. Sitting right where it is. Started it up in a previous video. So it does run. Now we just need to get it underneath there, which will be easier said than done. Because it does start and run. That doesn't mean I can move it under power or have power steering or any of that good stuff. So let's see how that goes. You guys can get a better look at all the stuff I got extra with this thing. When we took the cab off, we didn't leave one wire in it. So, you know, depending on how far you want to put electric locks and all that stuff. We got the coolant tank. We pretty much saved everything we could, just to make sure, you know, when we need it. I hate to have to go to the dealership and buy silly things like that. Yeah, we got it up underneath the truck here. I mean, with this kind of progress, hell, I could drive this thing home tonight. I don't know about all that. Now, I guess for the hard part, we'll try to make these two things match each other. Okay, now that we got the chassis underneath the body here, what I'm going to do is start taking off all this extra stuff I don't need, at least to get it mounted up, because we're going to put this wiring harness back and that ECU. We're going to put all that stuff back, you know, when we get the cab mounted up. So I'm going to take off, you know, like probably going to pull this fan off right here, you know, extra radiator hoses, these charge pipes, you know, just try to make this thing a little smaller, you know, when we go to put the cab down on it. I'm going to get all this wiring harness and stuff out of the way. I'm also going to, we got a DEF fluid tank. I don't know if you guys can see it underneath all that wiring. I'm going to get rid of that because this truck has already been deleted. It's got a straight pipe on it. It didn't have any check engine lights when I got it. And it being a 16-year model, it's going to have check engine lights if you cut the exhaust off, if it's not deleted or tuned. So, I guess that's only a bonus, because we don't have to mess with that kind of stuff. Alright, I think I got everything laid down to where I can start setting the cab down. I got all the extra wiring harness off of it, the ECM, the body control module. Kind of got some, got the brake master cylinder laid to the side there. I don't really want to take it off. I got it stripped down about as small as I'm going to get it for now. Of course, if there's more stuff we need to take off, we always can, I guess. Okay, and then I didn't really take anything out of the engine bay of the truck. Probably need to get that vacuum booster out of there because I plan on doing a hydro boost setup. But I think I'm just gonna try and line the wheel arches up here. So scoot it a little more forward. I'm going to come down with it and, you know, just see where it lands and, you know, what it looks like underneath. You know, I've got to start somewhere. So there's no all data to help me on this one. Let's set it in. Got the cab set down on it. Still got a little ways to go to get it all the way down. And it's nowhere near straight on the frame yet. Got to scoot it over some more to get that heater box closer to the motor. And everything looks like it's going to work out. Might have to get rid of one of these coolant lines back here. But that's because it's on a van setup anyways. I knew that was already going to be in the way. It goes to like a little diesel water heater back there. We're probably gonna just delete all that stuff, but it is in here. Looks like if you look down here, we're gonna have enough room to put a radiator and, you know, all the fans in and stuff like that. I don't know how tight it's gonna be till we start you know, till we get the body mounted on the chassis here. But you can see, oh, I kind of stopped for the day. This brake booster is keeping me from going any further. But you know, like I said, I got the hydro boost set up from this thing, from the ambulance, so we're gonna put the hydro booster in it, and that'll give me a little more clearance there. But like I said, the whole cab needs to be scooted over because it is just nowhere near sitting straight on this frame. As you can see, it's a little too far forward, and the wheel well's there too. But this is a Duramax C20 now, so the project is moving along. Yeah, you guys can see how far off the wheels are. They're inset on that side. And then popped out a little bit over here. Once we get them centered up, we might have to run a little spacer or something on them, but this frame is going to look pretty good. And even when I scan back here, can't get the door shut because I still got the ratchet straps on them. But it just looks like a whole new vehicle now, because I guess it is. But, you know, you can see where this project's going. I was thinking about maybe shortening this frame up a little bit, but I might not now. I don't know. It just, I'll tell you what, it looks a whole lot better with the cab set down on it. So we're gonna have to make some custom mounts once we get everything lined up and get it where we want it. But shouldn't be too tough, because these mounts up here, they actually look kind of close to each other. Once I roll it back a little bit, I'll be able to build a little bracket or something like that to get everything lined up. And then over here in the back side, where you guys can really see how crooked it is sitting on this frame here, we'll probably build a little hoop or something like that with the body mounts built right into the top of it. And hopefully this shouldn't take too much longer and we'll get it fired up. Okay, as you seen earlier, when we started fitting it down, or we started getting it lined up, couldn't get it all the way down. I was running into stuff. So I have roughly chopped this fender well here, get a little clearance going, and I have gouged up the inside edge of this fender well here as well. Because it is trying to hit the motor when I come down a little bit. It's trying to run into the dipstick. I did not realize this. It might be kind of hard to tell in this video, but this motor is offset to the right side of this chassis. So it is not going to be sitting square in the engine bay unless the body is, you know, crooked to the chassis there. So yeah, we're gonna have to clearance a couple more things just to get it, because I want the fender, the wheel stick out and all that to look correct. You know, we're not trying to just put this thing together and have it all sideways looking going down the road. Also had to chop this fender well here on this side. It's running into the brake lines down here. And also, for the time being, I have taken off this heat shield back here and we might put it back on later, or we might have to wrap this down pipe or something like that, or put some heat shield on the firewall, something like that. And then these little mounting tabs for the heat shield on this EGR. Now I realize most guys that are doing this are probably going to have the EGR removed, but anyways, I just kind of sanded down those little nubs there for that heat shield, and we might pull the EGR off this. I don't know yet. We're just going to get it up and running first. But that's about all you guys missed. Also, I started cutting I cut the frame horn off here, or the body mount, because we don't have anything that lines up in that location. What it looks like is all 6 of these mounts are going to eventually be cut off, because the ones on the inside here, yeah, you can see the way that body bolts are. They need to be kind of on top of the frame rail, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that yet. We might, because it actually looks like, when I line it up like this, it looks like that bolt is going to fall pretty close to that hole, or the same plane, forward and backwards. But we just might have to move the mount, in or out, or actually move the bolt in the body, outboard more, and maybe line it up with those. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do yet. But, that's the whole point of this. There's not a book to tell you how to do this, or you're not going to read about this on the internet about how to put a C20 cab onto a Duramax cab and chassis frame. So, anyways, I'm going to put you guys back up on the stand, and we're going to lower this cab down, and we're going to see what hits and see what needs to be chopped next and where we go from here. Guys, now that I got the body set down on it, you can see this is looking good. It is going to work out. Still need to slide the body over a little more to the driver's side there, to the left side. Get the wheel gap looking a little better. It's real close though. And it's looking like I can just cut the bolts out of the body here, or take them out of the body, and we're going to line them right up with this core support and use these mounts for the inside here. That could make my life a whole lot easier there. You can see how close it is to lining up. Okay. Yeah, I'll show you this wheel here. Now this cab is also not setting straight on this lift. It's all kind of crooked, so you got it on these 2x4s or these 2x6s here, and yeah, this lift has always been a little crooked, even if everything matches all the way around. But the reason we stopped, this fuel filter setup here is actually off of a an ambulance, or like I said, a cabin chassis, and there's a fuel line right at the top. It's got like a 90 in it, and it is hitting the body there. So that's the next thing we hit. So we need to take it down, or take it back up and see about that. Also, the kind of frame rail of the body there is trying to come in contact with some more of these brake lines in the frame rail of the truck almost. So we almost got it just about set down. And yeah, like I said, we're not going to be able to use any of the factory mounts or factory body mounts in the back. We're just probably going to have to weld us a bar all the way across, and yeah, fabricate our own mount for that. I'm going to back up and show you guys how it's sitting on the frame here. Like I said, got a lot of junk on it and everything. Like I said, it's not completely square yet, but you can see it's set down around the frame rails, and it is looking good. So, I don't know that we really need to get it any lower on the frame. I just don't want to get it too low to where if I want to put a flatbed on it, the flatbed can only get so close to the frame rails. And I've seen flatbeds where, the headache rack pokes up over the top of the cab, and, they mounted it real high. I don't want this truck to look like that. So I kind of want to get the cab, you know, where it needs to be. I don't want to get too low. And I guess if we, like I said, we're going to go down a little more than this, maybe a, you know, a couple inches or so. But the way it looks there, yeah, it doesn't look bad. It's almost like it's got a little body lift on it. Kind of looks like a, I'll move my tool cart out of the way here. Kind of looks like a 4-wheel drive or something like that, even though it's 2-wheel drive. But I don't think it's too jacked up. It, like I said, we're going to slide that chassis rearward a little more because I think to get the wheel well just even. It's pretty close right there. It might be even right there.
Well, I feel accomplished for today. I feel like we got a big part of it done. So we're going to stop it right there for today. Please like and subscribe. Tune in for part 3. Thank y'all for watching.